Hello, and to those of you who are joining for the first time, welcome to my ongoing quest to build character. This is 5th edition and my shameless attempt to emulate a better content creator's video style and bring my favorite VR game to D&D. Like and subscribe to be better protected against attacking PMCs next time you play. Possibly. Today we're trying to make an Espire unit, the pinnacle of Australian technology from the year 2032. It's kind of like if Solid Snake and Boston Dynamics were drift compatible.
Welcome, Agent.
Let us begin by outlining our goals for the Espire program. First, we need to make sure that our program offers a unit that is capable of going anywhere. Secondly, we need the Espire unit to be laden with gadgetry to fulfill its tasks. Third, we need to make sure that the multi-millions that went into our robot puppet don't get shot to pieces like a Carnival Red Star. For stats, the Espire project is a meticulously crafted top-secret project, so I'll be using points buy, but standard array is possible or even rolling. Just beware of the multi-classing minimums. Dexterity will be number 1. An Espire unit is far more agile than a human, and it needs decent skills in shoot and sneak, even if I lack them. Intelligence next. It takes an incredible AI to sync us with a human agent, even with a military top-secret 10G network at our disposal. Follow that up with Charisma. Did you see the Espire 1 trailer? It's so awesome! Strength after. You're a big robot, but you can lift yourself with just one arm. Constitution's a bit low, but we just need other stats a little bit more, and we'll dump Wisdom. You're a robot who's operated remotely by a human agent somewhere else, and a four-armed man in a diner told me robots are better at knowledge than they are with wisdom. The Espire unit is a mechanical marvel, and since there's no way for me to parlay that into variant human, I guess we're going to have to go with Warforged instead. As a being of metal, you get +2 to Constitution and +1 to an ability score of your choice. I'm choosing Intelligence to help speed up that Wi-Fi connection. Constructed resistance means you've been built to operate in conditions that a human agent shouldn't, making you resistant to poison with no need for food, water, and air. You're also immune to disease and magical sleep. Speaking of sleep, Sentry's Rest means you only need 6 hours to long rest, and you can maintain vigilance during that time. So if your lab is invaded by mercenaries, you're ready to go at a moment's notice. Integrated protection means that no one can remove that beautiful plating you call your armor, as well as giving you a +1 bonus to AC. And specialized design adds to your programming with 1 skill proficiency and tool proficiency of your choice. I'm taking perception and calligraphy tools for obvious reasons. As we have a vaguely paramilitary vibe, we'll also get athletics and intimidation from the soldier background. Our insignia of rank probably just going to get branded into our body somewhere. Just in case you didn't think we had enough skills, we're starting out with Rogue, adding to our programming proficiency with acrobatics, investigation, sleight of hand, and stealth, of which we're going to take expertise in as well as one other thing. Perception or investigation would be smart for this build, or athletics would really round out our physical skills with our low strength stat, but I went with acrobatics. Your heightened stealth will help you with sneak attack, allowing you to deal an extra d6 of damage on a ranged or finesse weapon attack once per round when you have advantage over your target or they're being flanked by an ally. Finally, communicating with your support team on coded frequencies, robots can, thieves can't, giving you the ability to communicate discreetly with others who know the code well in plain sight, or in text. Next, we're going to jump over to Fighter because I'm the sort of person who'd buy a stealth game and then immediately try and shoot his way through it. First level Fighter upgrades the array of weapons and armor we're proficient with and allows us to take a fighting style. You may wish to take archery, but we've all seen my aim, so I'm taking unarmed fighting from Tasha's Cauldron. The Espire unit doesn't need a weapon to KO foes, and having an unarmed melee of 1d6 plus strength really helps, 1d8 if you use both hands. In the second level of Espire 1, you gain the ability to move at incredible speeds compared to your surroundings thanks to Espire Instinct, almost like a surge of action. Like Action Surge from Fighter level 2. Now we're jumping over to the first level of Sorcerer, because crazy gadgets are like magic to those who don't understand them, and some days I definitely don't understand them. we've taken Divine Soul Sorcerer because sometimes blessings come from above, and sometimes blessings come in the form of fantastic government grants that keep our incredibly expensive robot program afloat. First level sorcerers know 4 cantrips and 2 spells. The ones we've taken are Shocking Grasp to help you use your repair tool for more than just repair. Our Sorcerer's Origin of Divine Soul, allowing us to take guidance because having extra time to react with instinct is like having an extra d4 to add to your ability checks. Resistance, getting you an extra d4 on a saving throw with your incredible robot reflexes. And finally, we're taking Thaumaturgy to cause little distractions up to 30 feet like some sort of tossable distraction device. Speaking of our Sorcerer's Origin, Divine Souls also gives us Cure Wounds, because the repair tool is your friend, even if it's not mine. Our access to Cleric spells also allows us to use Detect Evil and Good, which we'll call a subset of our Espire Vision. And the Command spell allowing us to give single-word commands to targets who fail Wisdom saves against us, because yelling freeze and having a video game react is a cool and wildly underrated feature. At 5th level, we'll tap into the last different class we'll be using with Wizard level 1, because if spells are tech and spell slots are their energy, Arcane Recovery is part of how that energy regenerates, with the ability, on a short rest, once until next long rest, to regain some spell slots whose combined level is half your wizard level rounded up. We also get 3 cantrips, and we're going with Mage Hand, which creates a spectral floating hand that allows us to move objects up to 10 pounds with our action, so you don't have to bend down to pick up that gun. Prestidigitation that allows you even more wonderfully distracting effects up to 10 feet away, and Message so we can immediately blame Dector the moment something goes wrong. Finally, we can prepare a number of spells daily from our wizard spellbook equal to our intelligence modifier plus our wizard level. And that spellbook will have 6 first level spells. Find Familiar gives you little fuzzy hand cams. Detect Magic to expand your Espire vision. Catapult because things thrown with instinct hit hard. Sleep can knock out some targets within 20 feet of a point of your choosing in range, kind of like an exploding extinguisher. Jump and Expeditious Retreat will increase your mobility, allowing you even more ability to utilize your surroundings. At the 2nd level of Sorcerer, we'll learn Inflict Wounds, because punching someone in slow motion might as well be a melee spell attack. But the main attraction here is we get Font of Magic, gaining access to sorcery points and the ability to convert between sorcery points and spell slots to give you as much control of your energy reserves as possible. Back to Fighter, and since we're treating magic as technology, it should be no surprise that our martial archetype is Eldritch Knight, which, like Wizard, casts out of intelligence, and we also get the ability to attach a weapon to our harness with Weapon Bond, which allows you to bond up to 2 weapons to which you can't be disarmed while conscious, and you can use a bonus action to cause one to teleport to your hand if you're still on the same plane, which could be handy for speedrunning. For our 2 cantrips, we'll take True Strike because more time gives you more precision, and Mending, which should help fix an Espire unit but technically doesn't work on Warforged. We also get 3 level 1 wizard spells, which can be from the School of Abjuration or Evocation. Shield increases your AC by 5 as a reaction to an attack, or perhaps an automatic burst of instinct. After all, AC also accounts for dodge skills. Alarm will alert you when someone enters an area that you set of a 20-foot cube, kind of like repurposed enemy motion sensors. Protection from Evil and Good will allow you to touch someone, probably yourself, and make them harder to hit by, and immune to charms, frightening, and possession from aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. Ever tried to charm a remote control robot agent? It doesn't work out. At Fighter level 4, we're going to take the Athlete feat, increasing our dexterity by 1 to 16, cutting the cost of standing from prone to 5 feet, cutting the distance needed to make a running long jump or high jump in half, and most importantly, allowing us to really feel like a proper Espire unit by removing the extra movement cost from climbing. We also learn an additional spell, and we're taking Magic Missile, as almost every Espire unit seems to start out with at least some sort of weapon always on hand. 5th level Fighter grants us an extra attack, which grants us an extra attack. If you're using a crossbow, this won't mean much to us yet. The 6th level Fighter lets us take the Crossbow Expert feat, which lets you ignore the loading quality of crossbows so you get that extra attack, make ranged attacks at enemies within 5 feet without disadvantage, and when you use the attack action to attack with a one-handed weapon, you can make a bonus attack with a hand crossbow you're holding, so now you can dual wield and get off 3 attacks in a round. Back to Wizard for its 2nd level, and our arcane tradition, Chronergy, time magic, which is basically what instinct feels like anyways. From this we get temporal awareness. Your processing power is now so great, you can add your intelligence modifier to your initiative rolls. And chronal shift, which you can use to force yourself or another creature within 30 feet to re-roll a saving throw, ability check, or attack roll after you see if it succeeds or not, twice per long rest. Because what's superhuman speed if not a great way to mess with people? We also get 2 more level 1 spells. Longstrider helps up our mobility, and Featherfall because Espire units don't really take fall damage. Over to 3rd level Sorcerer, where we can now learn a 2nd level spell, like Find Traps. It might feel like an underused feature of Espire Vision, but you really don't want to mess with those invisible lasers. 3rd level Sorcerer also gives us 2 metamagic options we can use with sorcery points, most of which can apply to this build, but I picked Subtle Spell, which allows you to cast without verbal or somatic components, and Distant Spell, doubling a spell's range. 4th level Sorcerer allows us to take the Skulker feat, so now we can hide when lightly obscured. Perception checks based on sight in dim light no longer have disadvantage, and missed ranged weapon attacks don't reveal our location if you're hidden. The Robo Stealth is getting better, as are our other skills, as we learn the Enhance Ability spell, which allows us to touch one creature, such as ourselves, and for up to an hour, enhance one ability, such as Endurance, Strength, Grace, Splendor, Cunning, and Wisdom. At the 3rd level of Wizard, we can add 2nd level spells to our spellbook. Suggestion is like a better version of Command, and we can use our Wizard casting stats for it finally, and with Spider Climb, we can go across vertical surfaces and ceilings without impeding our ability to aim. So those climbing challenges will be a cakewalk now. 4th level Wizard, finally letting us increase our dexterity to 18, bringing up our aim, stealth, AC, and acrobatics, as well as once more adding 2 more spells to our Wizard spellbook. And I'm enhancing our Espire Vision with Dark Vision and See Invisibility, so that we won't need to worry about those personal guards who might have cloaking devices. Back to Fighter for 7th level, where Eldritch Knight gives us War Magic, the ability to make a weapon attack as a bonus action when you use your action for a cantrip. We're also adding Mage Armor to our repertoire, because as you work your way through the Espire labs, you'll have at some point probably swap to a tougher Espire unit. At 8th level Fighter, we're bringing our dexterity up to its maximum of 20, and adding 1 spell of your choosing from the Wizard's 1st or 2nd level, Abjuration, or Evocation list, because I don't know what a good fit is, so this is a great opportunity to make up your own Espire gadget. Now finally we get to return to Rogue, this time for a 2nd level, giving us Cunning Action, allowing us to dash, disengage, or hide as a bonus action, making Expeditious Retreat a little unneeded, or you could say we've got more efficient at using our energy, and we're not expending so much energy on some of our skills. Finishing our foray into Rogue with its 3rd level and the Arcane Trickster archetype, adding 2 more cantrips and 3 more 1st level wizard spells to our repertoire. Those level 1 spells can be from the schools of Enchantment or Illusion, and Intelligence is our casting modifier for them. What I'm really concerned about though is Mage Hand Ledgermane, which gives us the ability to use Mage Hand at a range to pick locks, disarm traps, stow an item on a creature, or take an item from a creature with a successful sleight of hand check. So you could use this ability to do something like, I don't know, steal the keycard from the final boss and sneak past the climactic battle entirely. Our capstone being the 5th level of Wizard, finally allowing us access to 3rd level spells. And for some speed running, we're going to take 2 here, being Fly. You touch a willing creature, potentially yourself, and the target gains a flying speed of 60 feet for the duration. Be aware that this is a concentration spell, and if the spell ends and the target's still in the air, it will fall unless it can do something to stop it. And for some all-around speed running, we'll take Haste. Choose a willing creature that you can see within range. Until the spell ends, the target's speed is doubled. It gains +2 to AC and has advantage on dexterity saving throws. It gains an additional action on each of its turns that can be used only to attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object. When the spell ends, the target can't move or take actions afterwards until the end of its next turn, as a wave of lethargy sweeps over it. For pros, we have great mobility with this option to get places quickly, climb high, run far, and try and go unseen while it's all happening. There's great versatility to the spells we have, allowing us a lot of flexibility with the many ways that we can use to distract or bypass challenges. There's a great variety of spells that we have, so many cantrips which are always on tap, and the ability to mill down high-level slots to continue to empower our low-level spells. We're great at misdirection with high dexterity, expertise in stealth, and a lot of abilities that we can use to distract people other ways and other places. And we have a variety of attack options, both at range and up close, and there's a good amount of longevity to those attack options. For drawbacks, we have pretty low HP, being around 102 even at 20th level. We have mediocre AC at 17 without mage armor or 18 with. We've split the stats in multiple directions, having 2 different notable stats for casting, as well as a focus on dexterity, being a fairly physical build. We don't have the Warcaster feat, which means we have to make Constitution saving throws as per normal to maintain concentration with our large quantity of concentration spells, and if we're not using sorcery points to negate somatic components, then we're going to have to keep a hand free. While we have a vast ocean of spells to draw on, they're all pretty low level spells, and most of them can't upcast. We'll also go through a lot of crossbow bolts or arrows to, in the end, not even cause a whole lot of damage, as this is a fairly low damage build. This is a build that requires cunning and creativity over direct attack. We're very much a half caster, half martial class, where entirely too much time, money, and effort was put into creating something that's not very combat effective, but has worlds and worlds of options for a clever Espire agent to operate their way around any problem they run into, and we didn't even need to unlock cheats. We probably wanted more levels of rogue, and we probably wanted to learn them earlier. But those of you who've seen me play Espire 1 know that I often throw stealth and sneak attacks out the window fairly fast. The order the levels are taken in is very much arguable. I would have liked to have had a few levels of monk in here and a few of the features or a few of the spells from other classes a little bit sooner, but we were really prioritizing getting the full variety of Espire gadgets. Thanks for joining me. I'd love to hear your breakdowns and your versions of an Espire build. And remember, even though you're a solo operating agent, every agent and every party is a team effort, so make sure to play together.